rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Rants and Raves. This is our pre-ISE 2026 series. I'm Steph Beckett, and joining me for this episode is Dean Heckler of Heckler. So first of all, Dean, I know we talked a little bit backstage, but how has the ISE prep been going for you guys?
As always, it's always a bit hectic to get everything ready to ship across the Atlantic and have everything go smoothly. But yeah, I think we were well prepared with all of our product lines and getting it packaged up and going.
Yeah, fantastic. So first of all, for those watching or listening, tell us a little bit about Heckler, what you guys do and who you guys are.
Heckler is a product design and manufacturing firm. We're based in Phoenix, Arizona. We really focus on the pro AV market, trying to create solutions that enable AV specifiers to really standardize on solutions from room to room to room. We've been working with this market since 2016 and really listening to all the pain points of integrators and responding as quickly as we can and keeping up with the technology changes as best we can.
Yeah, you guys introduced several new products in 2025, which I believe I talked to you about at InfoComm. And one of those was the framework system, which I'm a big fan of, and that's now shipping. So do you want to tell everyone a little bit about the framework system and what the response has been from AV integrators so far?
Sure. Framework is kind of a culmination of everything we've learned over the past 10 years and really listening to the edge cases and everything in between and wanting to respond to the market with a singular modular solution that is as simple as we can think to make it, that would solve problems in the smallest rooms all the way to the largest rooms. So it is a structure. It's a steel structure that you anchor against the wall. It supports all the weight and mounting of everything for a video meeting wall, display weight, every other component. Because it's a structure that puts the weight to the floor, obviously that simplifies so much about deployment. Wiring, all wiring is forward of the wall. And then ultimately it looks like cabinetry. It looks like paneling, and it looks like a cabinetry solution, but it's the farthest thing from cabinetry that we can think of. It's structure you deploy first. You can build the complete video wall system functional and walk out of the room, and weeks later install panels toollessly. So that you can imagine how that simplifies a project. Your stakeholders could be talking about finishes and colors after you're done with your AV integration work. So scales from a single 43-inch display all the way up to any multiple of 115-inch displays. So really about the most scalable thing, most modular thing we could pull out of our heads. As far as the response has been fantastic. What I always like to see with our products is, do people get creative with it? Are the integrators understanding what the benefits are that we've put in there, but then also are they pushing the edges? And that's definitely held true in this case. Immediately, upon first release, the system supported up to 105-inch 21 by 9s and 98-inch 16 by 9s. Immediately, the calls come in for 110 and 115 support. So we've expanded to 110 and 115 support.
Very cool.
And really seen a lot of projects flow in, a lot of interesting, because obviously there's a lot of projects in the works before they even knew framework existed. And you can tell this really solved some big headaches that they were up against. So with the installs that have occurred, we've gotten great feedback. Just how well it went, how seamless it went. So yeah, I think all around everybody's really pleased, and it's off to a very quick start.
Yeah. And you kind of talked about this a little bit, but that it's solved a lot of headaches for the integration community. Do you want to
Hmm.
talk a little bit more about like what those headaches are that the framework system solves?
Sure. Boy, like a lot of our products, it solves ADA issues because it redefines the guide path around the hardware. It solves all the wall structural issues because everything's supported to the ground. It solves the electrical issues because you're going to use pre-existing outlets in the wall. So conversations with facilities, electrical contractors, all those are greatly simplified and shortened. Because it looks like cabinetry, you're winning over a lot of stakeholders who wanted a cabinetry look or more of a traditional credenza look in their meeting spaces. But everybody's had projects with cabinetry, and they know the hardship of trying to get all stakeholders to agree on every detail, every finish, every little detail about cabinetry before the cabinetry can be ordered, then long lead times, then large deliveries, complicating the build. Whereas this framework shows up as a collection of small boxes that can be DHL shipped anywhere in the world, land at office locations without loading docks, carried part by part to the meeting room by anyone. Ultimately, very simple to assemble and put to the wall. The AV integrator performs all their work, puts all their gear on, gets a functional system running, while everything about aesthetics is running in parallel and on a completely different schedule. You order the structural elements of framework separate from the paneling of framework. So you can imagine how that simplifies a project. People are still arguing between a wood look panel or bright red panels, and those arguments can happen over on the side while AV teams are making functional rooms and completing their work. So I don't know many problems it doesn't solve from an AV integrator's project management and deployment challenges.
Yeah, well said. So kind of switching product
Yeah.
lines, you also added a new member to the downstage monitor stand family. I would love for you to talk about that a little bit and what use case customers were asking for that drove this addition.
Yeah, that's a simple one. When we first developed Heckler Confidence Stand, we had a lot of conversations with folks about what size displays they use for downstage monitors and confidence stands. We took that information and designed the original model, and I think the original model was designed for 50-inch to, I think, 85-inch displays. Of course, immediately upon releasing that product, we hear from folks who always deploy 43-inch displays. And so it was a very simple modification for us to offer a second SKU for smaller displays, lowering the overall cost of deploying one or multiple confidence displays downstage. And as try as we might to get these ranges right upon initial release, I believe the small size version outsells the original version right out of the gate. So, and that's just a simple change for us, but really to the credit of the AV audience that is vocal.
Yeah.
Please don't sit silent. Please talk to us. Please email us. There's a little chat bubble on our website. That, believe it or not, is one step away from the design team. So everything that comes in that chat bubble is discussed on Slack throughout the company, and those ideas are put on a whiteboard, and we act on it as quickly as we can.
Yeah, well, y'all clearly listen to feedback, so I think that is something that's very, very cool about what you do. Everything that you've mentioned so far, you've been like, well, then people asked for this, so we did it. So I think that's
Yeah.
very cool. You don't see that a lot. You're also showing the first HEMA approved AV lectern at ISE, which I thought was very cool. Why is this HEMA certification important, and kind of what does that give to that higher ed community?
Through the entire development of Heckler lectern, it was a year-long development cycle. We did revision after revision, and each step of the way, we had a series of video calls with universities and corporate customers and showed them the design in progress. And we took so much feedback, and it really shaped the final version of both of our lecterns. And we learned of HEMA during that process, and the product upon release was so shaped already by technology managers in higher education that it was a pretty short step to go through that certification process and get that done. I think HEMA is a very impressive organization, and to have that audience coordinated and organized through HEMA has been a very valuable asset for Heckler. So, just to get that stamp of approval and have that scrutiny. We had already had it scrutinized, but I could imagine if we had talked to that audience prior to going for certification, it would have been a tougher road. But it's a learning lesson to us to share our designs as early in the process as possible, and it makes for better products.
100%. And you guys are going to be in Hall 1 at ISE. So for anyone walking the show floor, why should they stop at your stand, which is 1A350, to see it in person? What should they come, there's just something different about being able to actually get your hands on a product. And with a lot of your products, you can pull the panels off and see how you're running AV behind them. So why should everyone come and check these out in person?
Yeah, we don't often showroom in Europe, so it's a great opportunity. We'll have framework on display. We'll have classroom credenza, credenza Neo, express install products, both the rolling stand and tabletop stand. Lectern 4U. We have a dedicated stand for Neatboard Pro and Rallyboard 65. Those will both be on display, and the new smaller size confidence stand. So bringing on all that on the road, I think one thing I always hear when they're experiencing our products for the first time in person is how hefty they are. I mean, most of our products are made out of heavy steel construction. So I see how that impresses upon people that these are not thin steel. We're not making these things as cheaply as possible. They are as stout as we can make them. And then just talking to the team as well. I always come back from Infocom and other shows just with a head full of ideas and lots of notes. It usually changes the trajectory of our product roadmap, this type of face-to-face interaction. Intense face-to-face interaction for multiple days is oh, okay, we were intending to go this direction, but maybe we should go this direction instead. So, it's an invaluable opportunity to influence and share your pain points with products in general, with projects in general, with our products and specifically, because that will get acted upon.
No, I love that. And, it is a lot of intense interaction, but that's a good opportunity to, if you notice that a lot of people are coming by and saying the same thing, you could be well, we actually haven't realized that. But once 10 people came to our booth and said this, maybe we should focus more on this. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Last question I have for you, and it's a very easy one. Where can people find more information on Heckler?
Heckler.com. That's our website. reach out to us directly. Our phone number is on the website. The chat bubble is right there. And our booth number is 1A350 at the show. So I know it's a huge show, and as you're going from hall to hall, if you're in hall 1, please make a stop.
Awesome. Well, Dean, it was good talking to you, good catching up, and I will see you in Barcelona.
Yeah, see you there.
Bye, everybody.
rAVe Radio with Rants and Raves.